Hi. Hi. Sorry, I'm still fixing my camera. I had it all fixed and the music started playing, and that bass in that song must be kind of strong or something because it just knocked my camera right down. Fuck. Anyway, hi. And I guess now my streaming's not working over. Oh, I don't think I set it up over on Rumble. Maybe that's why. I got to learn how to use Rumble better. Better. And I will. I will. Anyway, who's here? Hey Reagan, hi Megan, hi Lily, hi Sally B. Hey Autistic Shell, hi Steffi. Hey down the rabbit hole at bedtime. I'm happy you're here too. Hey Sue Elliott, Linda Reese, Heather McDonald, what's up? Lisa, just Lisa. Tina P, without a lawyer, hi. Awesome. Okay, so I don't need this in. What am I doing? I don't think I'm playing any videos, so it's not yet. What's up? So, boy, she's been. I'm getting a little fed up talking about Katie all the time. I'll be honest with you. Like I keep planning and discussing other things, and I have all these ideas, but then she does shit, and it's like, well, I gotta talk about that, you know? Like if she was just doing her normal, like boring shit, then no one would talk about her. But she doesn't. She keeps lying about people. She keeps trying to ruin or harm people. I mean, now she's okay. Here's the thing about this. I don't really care. I'll be honest with you. I don't really care about any of the fundies. I don't care. I don't really care if people talk shit about them or not. I just don't care. So I don't necessarily care about these people, Bates people or whatever. But reading the shit I was reading, and I couldn't help but to think of myself briefly. Like, so I had my first child when I was 20. And I had my younger two kids when I was right around 30, like in between 28 and 30. And it was tough having my first kid, especially at a young age. And I don't know how old the Bateses are, but they look pretty young. At least she does, anyways. He looks like maybe he's a few years older than her, but she looks pretty young. So I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, thank God for my mother. Well, my son, my first son, when he was born, he was 10 pounds. So no one was really too concerned if he lost a pound of weight. I mean, if he lost it and more, then yeah, but I mean, he wasn't dangerously underweight if he lost a pound. But I think about that, but then I also think about when I had my second kid, my son, my second son. He is what the nurse practitioner referred to as a California baby. He was just laid back. He went with everything. He rarely cried. He rarely woke up to eat. I mean, I called the pediatrician's office within the first 48 hours of being home because the kid barely woke up. Like I at one point woke the kid up to feed. And you know how it is. This is your second kid, okay? So you're not really crazy worried like you were with the first. And you know that there's truth to the saying, never wake a sleeping baby. But I still woke him up because that's how worried I was. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's fine. And he was like 7 pounds when he was born. He was I forget, like 7 pounds, like 6 ounces or something. So they weren't concerned. She's like, oh, let him sleep. You know, he'll wake up when he's hungry. When he wants to eat, he'll wake up. I'm like, okay. And sure enough, she was right. You know, after a few days, that's what he did. But he still didn't wake up a whole lot to sleep or to eat. He was just a very laid back baby. And even still to this day, he's almost 21 and he's the most laid back of the three. So yeah. And I think how neurotic I was, how paranoid, maybe paranoid I was, how just really, I don't know. It's not like an OCD thing, but it's like I was just always so worried, always, you know, and I was always doubting myself, especially like right after you have a kid, because like, you know, you don't realize it at the time you're going through it, the whole like postpartum thing or whatever. At least I know I didn't. If someone said something to me, I'm like, oh, bullshit, whatever, I'm fine. But looking back on things, I was fine. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't in need of, like professional help or anything. But I wasn't unaffected. I was absolutely affected. And had I had someone like Katie Joy coming for me over, because like you and I, like any of us, we listen to what that Bates chick said. And we don't take away from it the same shit Katie does. We don't take away from this like she's starving her kid throughout the night. No one hears that but Katie. And we know that that's not what the Bates chick was saying. But you also know that being in that position at that young age, at this moment right after having had a child, and also having issues with the child, damn well this, upon hearing Katie say the things she was saying, any one of us, and likely she is too, they're going to begin to doubt themselves. They're going to begin to wonder, Jesus, is she right? Is that how I meant it? I know that that's not, I know I didn't mean that, but I mean, that must be how it sounded. Oh my God, why did it sound like, you know what I mean? You're going to go crazy with that. And on top of it, this chick is facing deportation, which, say whatever you want about it. I don't care what side of the fence you are on this, whatever. But regardless of what side of the fence you are on with this, we can all agree that is a very, very troublesome time to be facing this decision, to have to decide whether or not to stay with your family, or do your family comes with you, or if you separate. I mean, that's crazy. Imagine having to face that. Okay, so you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, but you can't deny the fact that this has got to be one fucked up moment for her. Bearing all that in mind, here's Katie Joy. I mean, sure, she didn't call for CPS or anything to be called, but you can bet your ass that she's not going to be upset if they are. And I'm going to go over the screenshots and shit now, but I just want to talk briefly for a moment there. I'm in California and I've never heard the term, and my daughter's anything but laid back. Well, here in New York, we think you all are laid back over there. See, we're the neurotic ones. No, I'm kidding. Hey, Kara. Hey, Greenworm. Oh, and if anyone's wondering what I'm drinking here, I can't remember the name of it. It's an actual drink with a name though, and I can't remember it. But it's and it's just like a Tom Collins glass or whatever. Like this one's, I think this glass is like, what are the red Solo cups? Are those like 16 ounces or 12 ounces or whatever those red Solo cups is, because it holds the same amount. So it's 1 ounce Screwball, which is peanut butter whiskey, and it's 1 ounce Irish cream, Bailey's, Molly's, whatever, and then it's the rest cream soda. It's sweet as fuck. Yeah, it's definitely gonna give me a sugar high, but oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. I forget the name of it though. Sorry. Okay. I'll go to Instagram first. So on Instagram, she ended up removing the post. It looks like I'm unable to find it, but I'm able to find like the follow-up post she did. Let me check Facebook though. I think the post is still on Facebook. I think. All right. Oh my God, my cat is going nuts. I gotta stop streaming at this time of night because she just can't sit still. All right, there's the video one. Oh no, okay, looks like she took that one down too. So I'm going to read the Today article then, which this is funny. All right, so here's the Today article. Now, I want to just say, because I know a couple other people have talked about this article and covered it, and I want to say I think everyone's looking at this wrong, because I noticed in the comment section, everyone's like, how can you use, without crystal ball as a source, yada, yada. I don't think that this article was about debates. I think that this article is about Katie. I don't know if that's a good idea or good thing or whatever. It could go either way probably, but knowing her, she'll probably spin it into a positive. But yeah, this doesn't read to me as an article discussing the Bates situation. This reads to me as an article discussing the actions of Katie Joy. And I think it's entirely plausible to think that this could be a possibility, or at least, if not, this isn't a possibility. I think it's very possible for that we will see it be a possibility. Because there is no other blogger, whatever, wannabe reporter on social media or YouTube that has quite the, I don't want to say hate army, because it's not either hate or army, but it doesn't have quite the size or loud disagreeers really than Katie does. So taking that into consideration, and then the whole Fox 13 fiasco with the how were their last names? The Frankies. Given that whole situation, I don't think it's at all, unheard of or just unexpected that any media outlet is going to catch wind of Katie and the polarizing figure she is and the feelings that she inspires out of people. So keep that in mind as we read this. He's a very healthy baby. Some people should not be parents. Lydia, I don't know how to pronounce it, the wife of Bringing Up Bates alum Trace Bates, was shamed for underfeeding her newborn son, Riker, after she shared his eating schedule on social media. He has basically gained a pound this past week, so he is now good on all his weight, she said in an Instagram story that has since expired. He's eating a ton, and we can finally let him sleep through the night, which we are very excited about. Lydia, who gave birth on September 12th, said she was advised by a doctor to feed Riker every 2.5 hours after he lost a good amount of his birth weight. According to the American Pregnancy Association, it is normal for a breastfed newborn to lose up to 10% of their birth weight. Riker weighed 6 pounds, 8 ounces at birth. He is currently 7 pounds, 6 ounces. And that's all true. Like, my daughter weighed, like, she was almost 7 pounds. It was like 6 pounds, like 14 ounces or something like that. And she lost, I mean, she didn't get like below 6 pounds or anything, but, I mean, by the time we left the hospital, she was, like under 6.5 pounds, so, I mean, that happens. He's currently 7 pounds, 6 ounces. When Riker was eating every 2.5 hours, Lydia said, she and her husband, Trace, 26, enlisted the help of family to help with nights. Dude, you have a newborn and you have family that's willing to help, then you fucking take that help. I don't care if you are ordered by a doctor to feed the kid 2.5 hours or let him sleep through the night. If you got help, fucking take it, man. Fucking take it. So that we can at least get a little bit of rest, she said, adding that feeding every 2.5 hours basically drains you out. It doesn't basically drain you out. It fucking does. It does. Lydia did not elaborate on how many night feeds her relatives helped with. Why should she? Why does that matter? I'm thrilled that she had help, because it would have been so fucking hard without help. I hope she had a lot of help. Or I hope they had a lot of help. Why is this all falling on her? This is fucked up. I mean, how sexist is that? How sexist is it that Katie, out of the two parents here, she's only coming for the mother, right? I mean, I thought that she was like some, ultra feminist or something, like all about women's rights and shit like that. Well, fuck. You know what? I think the woman in this situation has the right to be ignored as much as the man is, right? Though Lydia's Instagram story is no longer visible, reality TV blogger Katie Joy Paulson saved the clip and posted it on her account without a crystal ball. Reality TV blogger. Some reporter you are. In her YouTube bio, Paulson describes herself as being known for her coverage of fundamentalist Christians. The Bateses, like the Duggars from TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, are fundamental Baptist Christians. Some people should not be parents. Feeding your child is literally the bare minimum. See, she's pulling from this Facebook debate that's gone on for years, like breast versus bottle. Like they're the lactivists, which are the ones who, which there's people who are all about breastfeeding. Then there's people who are lactivists. There's those people. You're a shit mom if you're not feeding breast. There's no excuse, no rhyme or reason, no fucking nothing you can say that will excuse you for not breastfeeding, and fuck you for not doing it. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's exactly what they're like. And don't get me wrong. Hey man, if breastfeeding works for you, that's great. But bottom line, fed is best. Fed is best. Okay. And so, and the bare minimum argument right there, that's the argument that lactivists would make. Like, oh, fed's just a bare minimum. That's what you're expected to, bare minimum. You'd be better than that sort of thing, you know? So I find this funny that that's the argument Katie's using. It's that bare minimum. Paulson wrote, okay, feeding your child is literally the bare minimum. Paulson wrote in a lengthy and scathing post. In her caption, she also claimed that breastfed newborns and infants up to 4 months need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Need to eat up to every 2 to 3 hours. Yes. Every child, every baby, every infant, whatever, is different. Every week is different. Sometimes every day is different when it comes to some sort of pattern or schedule. One of the things that stood out to me the most was like when I first kid, when my second kid, my third kid, it was like the second you feel like you have a pattern or a schedule set up, you feel the second you can stop and say, okay, I know what to expect next now and when to expect it, is when it all fucks up and changes on you. So, yeah. For those claiming this is mom shaming, please exit left. Okay, well, why? How come the mom's the only one being targeted here if it's not mom shaming? Paulson continued, this is 100% neglectful, and the baby will end up overweight or underweight. Sorry. Now she's a pediatrician, y'all, and an infant dietitian. Maybe, I don't know. Lydia did not respond to a request for comment, but Trace contacted today.com on Instagram. We are doing exactly what the pediatrician told us to do, Trace wrote in a direct message. He has gained a ton of weight, and they say he's a very healthy baby. This breaks my heart. I absolutely loved when my babies woke up at night. They need to eat and be held. They eventually find their way and fall into a schedule. If you don't like waking up with kids, don't have kids. Dude, what? Okay, think about this for a second. All of you mothers listening and catching this on the replay. Did you guys like being parents? Did you love being parents? Did you love having kids and babies? I'm going to say sure. Did you love the whole having to get up all night long thing? There might have been some nights where you're like, oh, yeah, I'm so thankful for these moments. But there were a lot of nights, I bet, where you're like, oh my God, why can't you just make it till 6 a.m.? You know, that's the reality of it. And anyone who tells you differently, I think is lying, in my opinion. So, one person commented. Another person responded that Lydia clearly is not ready to be a parent. Dude, I don't think anyone's really ready to be a parent. And you may think you are. We all may have thought we were, until that moment where we held that child for the first time and we're like, I can't do this. You quickly get over it. But we all have those moments where, I mean, hell, my youngest is 19, and I still have those moments where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I will look, I shit you not. People laugh at me when I say this, but there really are some moments when all three of my kids are together, and I'm just looking at them as they're talking, interacting, laughing, whatever. And I'm like, holy shit. I raised 3 humans to adulthood in one piece. Like, they're all in one piece. You know, like, oh my God. You know, like, I didn't fuck up and like leave him in a car or something. I mean, I don't care, man. I don't care what you say. Dude, we all have these strange moments of lapse in our activity throughout the day with kids because we get scatterbrained or because we're sleep deprived, whatever. And we don't all always do stupid shit, but we all have come close to it at least once. I know there's once I almost did leave my kid in the car. My oldest. It's my first time going to the mall with a baby ever in my life, and I almost left him in the car. I got out of the car, shut the door, and I got about one car length away. I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing?" You know, I'm not proud of it, but I know I'm not alone here. You know, it's just I don't think I was ever really ready to be a parent. You know, but yeah, well. Dr. Jay Levenheim, a pediatrician in West Orange, New Jersey, tells Today.com that Lydia has done nothing wrong. I tell parents to feed the baby every 2 to 3 hours in the daytime and every 3 to 4 hours at night for the first 2 weeks, Levenheim says. And then after that, if the baby gets back to the birth weight and to sleeping at night, we let them sleep. Yeah. Because if you continuously wake them up when they feel they don't need to be woken up, because their body will wake them up. There's nothing that's going to make them stay asleep when they're dangerously hungry or anything. They're going to wake the fuck up. So yeah, you can let them sleep if they are sleeping. Lydia and Bates shouldn't get too excited though. Once a baby gets back to the birth weight, they have more energy and start waking up more to tell you, "Hey, I'm hungry," Levenheim explains. Bringing Up Bates was a faith-based reality show that aired on Up TV from 2015. I don't care. So yeah. Now I'm willing to bet that that Balls has screenshots of Katie's post. Let me look for that real quick. Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh, we're gonna. I think. Oh shit! I want to read the other one first, though. That looks like it's gonna be interesting, though. Oh, okay. Oh my God! Someone must have sent. Okay. Come on, Balls. Where is it? Holy shit! I missed a lot. Did she has she been deleting posts like crazy? I haven't seen any of these. Okay, so all right, here we go. I found the post. We're gonna read this, and I'm gonna jump ahead to what Balls just posted like 20 minutes ago. All right. Okay, so she writes here. Trace and Lydia Bates have been underfeeding their newborn so badly that he lost a ton of weight. She took him to the pediatrician and they told Lydia to feed Riker ever 2.5 hours. He was born on September 12, 2023. Lydia complained that waking up at night and having to feed a baby every 2.5 hours is really hard, so they need family to help. See, I didn't hear them complain. I heard her say that they had family over to help them, which was, great or whatever, which because it can be draining. I didn't hear her say we couldn't take it anymore, so we had to make my family come over and help. Like she wasn't complaining. She was just stating facts. He gained a pound in a week, so now Lydia is going to again stop feeding him overnight. Well, technically, if you want to get technical about this, it's the doctor who's stopping the feeding because the doctor told Lydia that she could let him sleep through the night now. So if anyone stopped this, it's his pediatrician. Perhaps you should go after, no, I'm kidding. Don't go after him. I'm just kidding. Or her, whatever. I'm just kidding. Don't go after the fucking doctor. I'm just pointing something out here. Like if you want someone to blame, you see that's what this is the thing though. This isn't about the baby. This isn't about feedings. This isn't about child abuse or neglect or whatever. This is about Katie needing a reason to hate on this woman. I don't know if it's because Katie just looks at this woman and sees everything she's not and never will be. I don't know if I don't know what it is this woman has that Katie's coveting so immensely, but it's something, because Katie has this undeniable urge, in my opinion, this need, this desire to tear down anyone who she feels or she deems as possibly better revered than she is by the public. See, if there's someone that Katie can see around that people are really like either putting on a pedestal or just really like admiring, well, Katie has to knock that person down, like down well below Katie, in Katie's mind anyways. That's just really what it all comes down to, in my opinion, allegedly, whatever. So yeah, that's what this is about. And Katie, no doubt, undoubtedly saw this, heard this, and thought, oh my God, I'm going to use this to fucking tarnish her reputation, her image, everything up. They're going to hate her by the time I'm done with her. Allegedly, in my opinion. Newborns and infants up to 4 months, especially those that are breastfed, need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. In their fundie circles, many families follow a book called Baby Wise, pushes feeding and sleep schedules. Do learn how to learn English. And before anyone gets it in an uproar, Katie's first language is English. Okay, so it's not like I'm going after someone who didn't grow up speaking English. She just didn't bother learning proper English, I think. Pushes feeding sleep schedules that are not practiced or safe for infants. Period. This has led to severe failure to thrive in babies. Infants do not have a big enough stomach to hold enough food to sleep overnight at 2 weeks old. Lydia is facing deportation and is openly discussing neglecting her child. Some people should not be parents. Feeding your child is literally the bare minimum. Now, let me ask you something. Katie, you just heard that. Katie just said some people should not be parents. Katie is alleging that this woman should not be a mother. That is what she's saying. She is passing judgment and deeming it so that Lydia is not worthy of this basic right of being a mother. And why does Katie feel that way? Why? Like, what the fuck did Lydia ever do? Like, what? She wanted to live in our country? Is that what Katie's so mad about? Because that's some pretty fucked up shit. And I'm sorry, I don't know if this is true or not. So forgive me if it's not. But if anyone knows or has a screenshot or anything of Katie actually using the term anchor baby, I would love it if you could forward that to me, because I would love to see that. Not that I'm hoping she didn't use that term. I'm not saying I love it that way. Just if she actually did say that, I would love to see it. For those claiming this is mom shaming, please exit left. This is 100% neglectful, and the baby will end up underweight. That was the only one. My messages are closed. Yes. Why is she comparing Mark Wahlberg to Cody Brown? Why? Why is she body shaming this dude? Like, I'm sorry. What if one of us made a post about, hey, let's imagine like a picture of like Katie Joy, like in a bikini or a bathing suit, and put it up like, I don't know, next to like fucking, I don't even know who, like anyone really, but the hell's her name? Pamela Lee. Like, let's put those two up against each other. Okay, like Pamela, like hell, Pamela Lee now, not even Pamela Lee 20 years ago. Let's put them up next to each other. Oh, please don't. I don't want to see Katie Joy in anything less than like, I don't know, a nun's outfit. But so please don't do that. But how would she feel though if someone did do that? Like that's fucked up. She would probably claim it was sexist and everything else. So probably, I don't know. But this isn't. This isn't sexist. Okay, so I want to go back to the post that was up here, Tom. Let me mom shame because I am obsessed with CSAR, child abuse, and that. I'm not the story, so stop holding me accountable for bullying a new mom. How many glasses of wine do you think Katie Joy has had? As I sit here drinking a cocktail. Okay. Dear media outlets trying to make my opinions into a story victimizing Lydia and Trace Bates. Let's talk. 1. Like, yeah, let's number out these points that you're going to hammer home to them, right? Less than a month ago, my community on YouTube witnessed one of the most horrific crimes ever against children. A mother that vlogged for years was arrested for starving, chaining her kids to floors, duct taping them, beating, and they only survived because one escaped. Myself and others no, she didn't. In fact, she argued against people contacting CPS back in the time. Yes, she did. She fucking did. And then she said that she was no longer going to talk about the family because of how litigious they are, and she didn't want to have to catch another case. Basically, unbelievable. Okay, myself and others tried to report about Ruby Frankie's abuse for years, and everyone ignored us or threatened us. Fuck you. Not everyone. Not everyone. She was threatened with where she was sent a cease and desist and probably threatened with a defamation lawsuit. But still, she wasn't trying to get them reported to CBS. She was just trying to point out how someone had to sleep on the floor or something like that. That's what she reported. She was even kind of making light of the situation when she reported it, and she still caved. So yeah, fuck off. We have learned that children exploited. Oh, 3. We have learned that children exploited by families on social media are at risk for abuse and neglect. You think? We have learned. You learned that. You had to learn that. 4. Trace and Lydia Bates grew up in a cult. Trace's dad is a leader of the IBLP, the same cult in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. The cult is abusive, damaging, and women and children are facing physical and SA at astronomical levels in the cult. 5. The cult they were raised in promotes vicious A of children through blanket training and into obedience. 6. Marriages are arranged, and many times women are by their husbands in the cult. Okay, but I get what she's saying, and that I don't doubt that that's true to an extent. But I'm not sure what that has to do with this post about the kids. That's all. And mom shaming. I mean, it's like keep it okay. It's like saying, oh, well, I should be allowed to do this shitty thing to this person because over here is this other shitty thing happening with the people around them. Like, no, you're trying too hard. You're exploiting one to excuse another. You know what I mean? It's okay. Babies are a requirement, and many mothers and fathers are poorly educated due to improper homeschool curriculum through the cult. Babies are at risk of due to the cult's belief that it's never too early to use a rod on a child. Okay, but we're not talking about that here. I mean, this is an infant, a newborn. I mean, no one's putting this kid on a blanket yet, expecting it to like refrain from moving. It's a newborn. It can't really move yet anyway. So this doesn't apply. Again, you're exploiting something. Okay. 8, my community isn't going to silently watch cults upload monetized family vlogging content and not comment on concerning issues. I'm sorry, but they didn't seem to me like a family vlogging content piece. They was just her talking. There wasn't her kid on the camera. There wasn't like a family outing or something that was recorded for content. She was just updating people. So, yeah. 9, women and children are at risk in the IBLP. Trace's dad has a vested interest to stop my reporting of the cult by smearing my name. I bet this dude has never even fucking mentioned her name. Like, really? Come on now. Like, Jim Bob doesn't even fucking mention her name. Like, come on. And I mean, she's been begging for his attention for how long now? Shaming is not shaming while A and neglect are frequent in this cult. Yeah, it is. I mean, you're not shaming her for A, and where do you even hear neglect in her fucking video upload? Like, where do you hear it? She at no point says it. She doesn't insinuate it. She just, if anything, shouldn't you be alleging that it's the doctor who's doing it? Since she's following doctor's orders. Is she supposed to tell the doctor, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You must be part of the cult. I'm going to listen to Katie Joy. Jesus Christ, imagine what that kid would have to look forward to then. Oh my God. 11, we do not want another Ruby Frankie to happen in our community. But she's not in your community. Okay. Does Katie think that her and the Duggars and the Plass, like they're all, or the Bates, and that they're all in the same community? Does Katie think she's a part of their fucking community? We do not want another Ruby Frank to happen in our community. There ain't no community that's going to be our community, boo. There's not. Like, there's their community, and then there's you on the outside trying to like fucking wedge your way in somehow, but they ain't gonna let you in. You can keep knocking, but they're gonna act like they're not home because for you they're not. I mean, I'm sorry, but 12, I'm not the story. Oh, but see, this, I think she is. I do think she is. I think she's about to be anyways. I think she could very well about to be. It was the first thing that went through my mind when I was reading those Fox News 13 comments was if they were smart, they would at least just pay attention, keep this in mind, keep it in the back of their mind should they come across her name again in the future. And we all know it's only, it's going to be a very short wait for them to come across her name in the future. They probably already did. And I have a feeling that this is just starting to spread from Fox News 13 outward. And right now it's the Today Show. Or is it Today Show? I don't know, it's Today, whatever. 13, Trace Bates participated in the insurrection rally and was never arrested. His wife is not a citizen and is facing deportation. What the fuck does that have to do with anything here? What? Why? Okay. I am of the belief that there was some video found where the Bates boys, I don't know, that just sounds weird. They were at the January 6th thing. But there were a lot of people at the Capitol that day. There weren't a lot of, well, not all of them anyways, were running into the Capitol building. I don't know what Trace Bates did. I really hope that he didn't participate to that degree. If he did, well, then he needs to face the music. However, Katie don't know shit. Neither do I. Neither does anyone. And unless and until we do, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the FBI would have caught wind of that video that I'm pretty sure I had seen briefly of him being at the Capitol. I'm pretty sure the FBI, just like they investigated all the hundreds, it's over 100 people, right? People that they investigated and charged. Okay. I can't see the FBI just leaving these fundies alone. Like that. I mean, it's not even the Duggars. Maybe I don't even think that. Well, clearly they didn't leave the Duggars alone because one of them's sitting in federal prison right now. So I think it's safe to say that the FBI probably would have done their job concerning Trace Bates by now. But Katie Joy knows better. So, and the whole not a citizen is facing deportation. What does that matter? Why? 13, stop glamorizing the Bates family. They are just like the Duggars, and their cult is a danger to society. That may be true, whatever. These are my opinions. They espouse their opinions all over social media and networks. They aren't victims. No, they're not, but neither are you, okay? And they're not victimizing anyone through social media. She was just giving an update about her family. That's it. And you want to tear everything away from her. Like, but that's okay. It's okay for you to have this desire, this innate drive to tear down this other person. That's okay. It's justified or whatever you want to call it. Though you're not any kind of authoritative person to make such a decision or to commit such an act, really. But you are taking it upon yourself to be both of those people. And you're taking it upon yourself to do this deed. And you think that that's justified? You're not my elected representative. You're not my tax person paid from my tax dollars in which to do this with. You don't represent me or anyone that I know of, but you want to act like you do without any kind of training or education or experience, whether that be in investigation or in human nature, behaviors, psychology, or hell, even fucking reporting. But you want to do this. If you really gave a shit about any of these people that you talk about, you would at least qualify yourself first to speak on them. But you think that you don't have to do that. You're above it. You've surpassed that for some nonsense. You don't even know what you haven't learned yet to know that you haven't learned it. That's the thing. You want to talk about Dunning-Kruger. I mean, that's what this is. You think that you know it all, but you're so fucking inflicted with Dunning-Kruger that you don't even realize that there's so much shit to learn. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox though. All right, what else is there? Oh, see, there it is. Okay. I'm not into politics, but does this dude look like he's inside the Capitol? That's what I was just saying. Thank you. Thank you, balls. Trace Bates and his actions don't absolve you of your sins. It was wrong to bully Lydia. Take accountability. Mm-hmm. Which, don't get me wrong, the fact that he was there is problematic. Don't get me wrong. But it was, what, 2 years ago? Over 2 years ago? He's now, married and has a kid? So, I don't know if he's grown since then or whatever, but unless he's still showing a pattern of behavior, I am now to think that he's not grown. I don't know. Let me mom shame because, oh wait, I already read that one. Well, Chris Paul's not having a good day. She's also being called out by the Daily Mail for her mom shaming post. Oh, really? The Daily Mail? I gotta check that out. Oh. Okay, I'm not. All right. So moving on, we're going to go back to Instagram here. And I'm going to check chat before I start going over this because I haven't been looking at it. No, I went Instagram. Okay. All right. Oh, I thought it was my speaker. Oh my God. All right. So what else we hear? Hey, Molly Lynn. Hey, Yvonne. I'm sorry. I'm probably butchering your name. I apologize. But hi. Hi, country girl Brenda. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Skate Positive. Linda Reed. Oh, I already said hi to you, Linda. Hi again, Linda. Hey, Jeep Class. Hey, Nana Hawk. Indigo Halo. What's up? Hey, Mikkel. Hey, Frankie. I'm probably missing people. I'm trying to scroll up though and see if I missed anyone. I don't know. Hey, April. Okay, so down here at the bottom. Okay. Hey, Running Gray Wolf. I pronounced your name just fine. Okay, good. Thank you. Hey, Rhonda Roy. Hey, Flying Mom Laura. Java Man. All right. If I missed you, I apologize. I will try and get you before I sign off. But I'm going to get back to, hey, Brenda C. I'm going to get back to reading this. Okay. So this is an Instagram post. She wanted to comment about how, wait, did I reread this? No, I didn't. Okay. She's responding to the shit she was getting. Some of the shit. She says, a few days ago, I shared a video of Lydia Bates laminating about how hard it is to have to feed a child every 2.5 hours. She says it's so derogatory, like I can't believe this woman couldn't handle feeding a child every 2.5 hours. Pfft, amateur. Like, what? Her child was born very small, jaundice, and has had several health issues since birth. Most recently, they had to take the child to the ER for drops in breathing and O2. My opinion is that mothers of babies with jaundice need to be extremely focused on regularly feeding their babies and should be keeping their health a priority. Lydia's Instagram story was out of the tone that basic caring for a child was too exhausting, as though she was ill prepared for motherhood. I don't think any newfound mother, young mother, is prepared for that. You get prepared real quick, don't get me wrong. But yeah. Lydia and Trey, that reminds me of something I want to say. I read, Katie had said something before. I don't know if it was in a post. I think it was in a video, though. Oh my God, it was a long time ago. She was recalling, because of the issues or whatever, that they were, what was it? I don't know if her kid was born yet, or if she was pregnant. If she was like on bed rest. There was some sort of knowledge of like the child had complications or something, and she said that she was so upset that she talked to her husband about giving the child up for adoption or something because she felt like they couldn't handle it. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not giving her shit for that. I'm really not. Don't give her shit for that. Think about it if you're in that position for a second. For a moment, you're going to have a moment of stupidity where you're going to be like, I don't know if I can do this, but you're going to just want to put the kid first. You're going to think the kid, I got to do right by this kid. But then, you're going to come down back to reality and, just, you're going to calm down. You're going to start thinking straight and shit. And you're going to be like, no, fuck that. Ain't no one else doing this but me. I'm not giving her shit for it. I'm not. But I just find it, I find it really, this was a missed opportunity, I think, for her. She could have really just reached out and just empathized with this mother and showed a little bit of compassion, but she didn't. Instead, she did this. I don't remember where I seen her that or whatever. I know what she claimed it happened. I don't know if it really happened, but she told the story. And I know that she told the story that it happened. Lydia and Trace are Christian fundamentalists raised in a cult. Trace's father, Gail Bates, sits on the board of an insidious sex cult called the Institute of Basic Life Principles. Because that's what every insidious sex cult would be named, right? I mean, that just sounds so stupid. I'm not saying that insidious shit doesn't happen there. Sex shit doesn't happen there. Anywhere you find humans, you say that you're going to find insidious shit like that in sex. But, I mean, that's not what at least that wasn't the intention anyways of this group would have formed, I don't think. Both Lydia and Trace were raised in a world where children are to be seen and not heard. Fundamentalist women give out books urging new moms to get on a sleep schedule and encourage not to let the baby dictate their lives. Lydia and that's like every book in the 70s and 80s, though, right? Ever read some of those books? Oh my God. Lydia and Trace, from the start of all of this, have been sharing their story all over social media. Lydia and her family are also facing deportation and have weeks to leave the USA to go back to Germany. Neither Lydia nor her family were persecuted in Germany. They were not granted asylum for a reason and stayed in the US despite knowing that they were not residents and would never become residents. Now they are playing to the media again as victims of persecution of a fully developed and thriving government called Germany. Somehow, my post sharing my opinion about Lydia's public statements that were extremely concerning and her concerning choices in the last several weeks are of interest to the media. She says that, like, somehow, like, you just explained exactly how that somehow happened. I mean, don't act like you don't know. Given that I am a massively outspoken critic of the IBL, okay, massively outspoken critic, but she's not. She's a hater. She is a hater. She's not criticizing them. Criticizing means that you're trying to educate or trying to steer someone or something in a better direction. She's not trying to do that. She's trying to tear the shit down. And I don't really care if she tears it down or not. I don't give a shit. And I don't care where you stand on that issue either. No offense, but maybe either issue is right. I don't know. But you can't deny the fact that she's not just critiquing. She's trying to ruin. That's all I'm saying. Given that I am a massively outspoken critic of the IBLP and have reported damaging details about Gil Bates and the IBLP this week, I don't feel it's a coincidence that media outlets are now coming for me over my opinions about Trace and Lydia. No, it's not a coincidence. I agree with her there. But I don't think it's because of why she thinks. I don't think it has anything to do with the IBLP. I think it just has to do with Katie Joy being a bitch, in my opinion, allegedly. Trace and Lydia are public figures, and criticism and opinions are allowed. I stand by my opinions about the cult they are connected to, which is the IBLP. I'm glad, though, that she said that first sentence, because I'm thinking about how I just called her a bitch. And she's a public figure. So my criticism and opinions are allowed. And I'm not trying to tear her down. I think she should exist on this platform. I know a lot of people want to see her demonetized or deplatformed. I do not. I have no desire to see that. If for some reason, somehow down the road, if YouTube happened to see something that she did that violated terms of service and then they acted upon it, I wouldn't argue it. It's not my call. It's not my place to determine that. It's YouTube's. It's their fucking platform. So I'm not calling for her removal or anything. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. It's beyond obvious what the IBLP is doing. Yeah, this isn't the IBLP, though. It really isn't, because I really think she got on media's radar through the Frankie arrest, so that would be what? The Mormons, right? Just throwing that out there. That's all. Oh, I should probably refresh this. Hopefully she didn't erase it. And she didn't. Okay. These people post things publicly and then cry when the public respond to what's being posted. But they are not crying. Where has Trace or Lydia whined or said anything about people talking about them? I mean, they responded to, that I'm aware of at this moment. There may be more, but they responded to media outlets as they were approached by media outlets. So where are they crying? Like, the only person crying right now is Katie. Katie's the one crying because she doesn't like the criticism she's getting for her hateful rhetoric. Maybe the media should ask Trace about his involvement in the insurrection. Why? Maybe the media should look into how you called and a little girl who was reporting to be the victim of abuse. Maybe they should look into how you called her a brat. I don't know. Okay, the concerns. I don't really care what the concerns were. Lydia mentioned to me that they have decided to keep feeding him throughout the night. Good. I'm glad. Hopefully, she realized her child's health is a priority. See what I mean? So, if that was what Katie was really after, if that was the goal, her intent of all of this, then upon hearing that, she would say, "Oh, I'm so glad to hear that." And that would be the end of it. But no, hopefully, she realized her child's health is priority. Like, you say hopefully, but I don't really think you mean hopefully. I think you're kind of hopeful that that's not her realization. So, you can keep fucking running with this. That's how that reads. Um, I'm glad motherhood is hard and overwhelming. I hope she is getting the support and medical information needed from real medical professionals. Right, not quacks that this cult uses. No one even said anything about the type of doctors here, but she's throwing that out there. It's like she's moving the goalpost. Like, okay, this was my bitch about the feeding. Well, now I'm told that this has been rectified. Well, how do we know that the doctor they seen wasn't some quack? I think I think she's seeing a quack, and she should see a better doctor. She should see a real doctor for her kid. She should love her kid enough to see a real doctor instead of a quack. Like, that's what she's doing. Oh, okay. Okay. Also, my post isn't about shaming anyone. Well, no, it's not about shaming anyone other than Lydia, the mother. That's what it's about. Because I still haven't. She's trying to shame Trace for the insurrection thing from 2.5 years ago. She hasn't said a word about him being involved in these feeding decisions, whatever. She hasn't brought him into this at all, except for the insurrection. Shaming anyone. It's about educating and reporting about a cult. Really? Babies and children are victims of this cult every day. I won't stop reporting on anything that sparks concern related to children. Oh, you don't give a shit about children. Just stop it. My opinion. Mama Tootsie, what? What does CPS Mama say? My now 21-year-old was what they would call a micro preemie. I started to read that wrong. Oh my god. Now she was two. What? I don't know what any of that means. All right. Mama to a 35 weekend. Oh, does that mean she gave birth at 35 weeks? Is that what that means? 5 pounds, 10 ounces, and 38 days in the NICU. Born with serious life-threatening illness that was not detected until 3 months old and was jaundice until 5 months. I know all about high bilirubin levels and needing to feed along with lethargic babies. She knows all about it. All about it, though. You can't tell her anything. She knows all. Because she had one kid, but had some of these issues. Which I'm not saying that women or parents or whatever don't learn from going through the experience. Sure, they do. But to say you know all about it, I'm quite familiar with it. Or I'm no stranger to that shit. I know all about it. Like this, I don't know. I may be getting a little nitpicky there. I will do a happy dance the day that this vile family gets deported from this country. Wow, that's some fucked up shit. I've got reporters from the right-wing Daily Mail wanting a comment from, she corrects that down here, comment from me. You know, Gil and crew is running to all the media right now trying to make a narrative about me. But they don't need to. Like, you set the narrative yourself. Like, anyone could try to come in here and spin whatever narrative they want about you. They would fail because you have so much of your narrative out here. It's undeniable. It's unexplainable. It is. It is. CPS is going to or need to get involved. She clearly doesn't know a thing. And you would think with all these families in their church having a gazillion kids, they would know a thing or two. Wow. I never stated CPS should be involved. At this point, I shared my concerns about what they put on social media. They are monetizing all of this, by the way. And you're monetizing that. You're monetizing their life story, their lived experience. They're sharing this. Okay, they should be monetized. I don't care what anyone says. They should be. It's their life. It's their experience. They're the ones taking the hits right now. Okay, they're the ones who have to deal with the consequences of their decisions, and they're the ones who are making the decisions. If they want to share this with the world, and if the world wants to give them money for it, then fucking all yeah, you do you. And if you then want to talk about them doing this and make money from it, sure. But to then sit there and fault them for it, for fucking profiting when you are doing the same thing? No. And she wants to talk about how it's all monetized. How quickly Katie forgets the whole the sad fishing video she did with needing money for the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit, because all the money she made is now gonna have to go to lawyers' fees instead of going to her own kid. Like, what the fuck was that? I mean, at least Lydia wasn't on screen crying about shit. Oh, what's this? Okay. Having watched the birth blog Lydia shared recently, there is definitely a feeling of ill-prepared young parents running rampant throughout it. No shit. I bet that's true. I bet if any young couple with their first child were to make a blog about it, we would see that same shit in all of them. So yeah, no shit. Captain Obvious there. Certainly every parent unit can feel overwhelmed by the huge change bringing a child into the mix is. But Lydia's body language really feels disconnected from the new reality that they're embarking on. How fucking dare you, man? My hope is that she's actually getting support in her new role as a young mother. I hope she's getting support too, but not because she's detached or whatever. I mean, this is oh my God, this is such a catch-22. Had Lydia been a little too excited and too connectable, had too much connectability in her blogging, then people would be saying she's exploiting it. But if she informs people of it, but doesn't seem overly invested in this interaction here, then that's not okay. She should be watched as a mother. Jesus Christ. My fear is that she won't get help if needed, if postpartum depression hits because of this. So now the chick's going through postpartum depression. Okay. Which I think every woman goes through a change postpartum, not always depression, just a change. Your hormones are all over the fucking place. Sometimes, some days, some moments, especially if you're tired, feel much more overwhelming than they might be. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you're not abnormal. You're not wrong for that. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you hear. Every mother has those moments. Depression is another story, though. Okay, definitely get help for that. So nothing wrong with you still. It's completely normal and it's completely natural. It happens, but don't try to combat that on your own or whatever. You need professional help, and you need support too, and you need encouragement. You don't need this shit. So I love how, hopefully my fear is that if postpartum depression hits, I'm so fearful of this that I'm now going to shame her for it, even though it's not an issue at the moment. And I'm going to put this shit on blast on social media. That's how fearful I am of it. Like, stop. You say it's your fear, but I don't really think it is. I'm not reading all the other people's comments because I don't know. I feel like some people, to a certain degrees, there should be some excusing for mob mentality kind of taking over. And I think that that's where a lot of these people commenting kind of get sucked into it. And I do think for the most part, many of them kind of wake up from that and then they end up finding the subreddit. So this is why I don't really name and shame people commenting unless it's someone who's suspected to be a sock account of hers, someone who's been around for as long as I know, and or if the comment is especially heinous. So, okay, see, why are they allowed to keep their child? These people are sick in the head. There are people who badly want to have children and for one reason or another can't. No, I fucking hate that argument. I do. I fucking hate that argument. So what? That means that these people, that means that less than ideal parents don't have the right to have a kid because other people who are predicted to be really good parents and really want a kid can't. No, that's not how that works. I don't get, my heart goes out to them. It does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying that no one else has a right to dictate that for someone else. That's all I'm saying. For whatever reason or another can't, they would happily feed a baby every 2.5 hours. The system is failing this baby. Okay. So let's say you're right. Let's say that those people would happily feed a child every 2.5 hours. Well, what if they end up like locking the kid in the basement at night? But it's okay though, because they really wanted a kid and they fed the kid every 2.5 hours. Like just because they just stop. You don't know this. Shut up. They are feeding the baby now. It was literally her words in her post. The baby doesn't need to be taken. Well, that's the first thing, first logical, rational, reasonable, and intelligent thing I think I've read from her here. My opinion. What the fuck? While yes, a sleep schedule is healthy and necessary, there's a right and wrong way to do it. Oh, please tell me. Tell us all, Dr. Spock, how that is. If baby has jaundice, then the sole focus should be feeding, so help the baby get better. I understand wanting a schedule, but a healthy baby is more important. You just said that. I hope that if she's deported, German doctors will not allow her neglect to continue. Do we know what will happen with Trace if she is? Will he go with her? Will Riker go with her? Is Riker truly a U.S. citizen since was born to a mother who is facing deportation? Is her marriage null and void due to the fact that she? Oh, what did she? Oh my God! She goes and Riker stays, or Trace has to approve her leaving with Riker. Well, can't Trace go with her? Can't Trace and the baby go with her? Come on, cat. You doing, cat? No. Wait, let me turn this off. Ah, shit. I know the cat's gonna come step on my keyboard here. I agree with you. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yes, kitty. Yes, kitty. Okay. She's too immature for motherhood. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Now there's more. There is more. Okay, what do you want, kitty? Huh? What's up? No, now you want to be nice? Now you're gonna run because you hear noise. Okay, go check it out. Go see what that is. Oh, I didn't read this one. What's this? Oh, is there no? Did she turn comments off on this? Oh, this. Okay. The Daily Mail shills for cults and alt-right extremists. Pass it on. Dear Daily Mail, your reporter got blocked for trying to make a cult leader's son a victim. Well, they didn't do that. You kind of did that. Hi, Katie. Hope all is well. I'm reaching out in regards to the post you shared about Trace Bates and Lydia underfeeding their child. We noticed the video has been taken down. Would you be able to provide any comment on this or the post? Thanks, Christine, showbiz reporter. That's interesting. And in case you all missed it the first couple of times she's, thrown this dig in here. Trace Bates is an insurrectionist. Pass it on to the media trying to make him a victim. Well, see, this is, oh my God. If you need a reason to not feel compassion for a human over an issue, if you look close enough at their past, you will find it in every human. Every human has something that they're tied to that you, generally you, will find abhorrent, because our priorities all are different. First of all, our sense of values are, in some parts the same, but in other parts, slightly different. So what I may find reprehensible, you may not find to be quite as disgusting. And that's fine. That's how it is. So given that we can all have something in our past that someone else will deem to be unexcusable. Really though? Because, and that's everyone. So even every person who's a victim of this cult will have something that they've done in their past that is inexcusable. And Katie is saying that this person's past does not allow him to be any kind of victim. Well, luckily for Katie, that's not how like the rest of the world works, or the law works even, So, yeah. He needs to be arrested and face charges just like everyone else is. For what? Going to Washington on January 6th? Because that kind of seems, I don't know, kind of right violating, my opinion. Or not an opinion, but I mean, you can disagree with him. You can even call him out for this shit. Sure, I fully support that. But to insist that someone needs to be arrested and face charges because they simply went to Washington on that day, that's not at all like fascist or anything, right? I mean, this ain't North Korea, boo. Just saying. Karma came out. How is this him getting his just desserts? What, for because he had a kid with some health weight issues? That's karma? That's fucked up. Oh, oh, okay. I love that comment. Oh, that Sheila comment. Is this a case of the higher the hair, the closer to God? That's good. That's fucking good. How does no one like that comment yet? That comment deserves a lot of hearts. I don't know who he is, but it's funny. I don't care who you are. That's some funny shit. He has a very punchable face. So who was it that said I had a punchable face? Oh yeah, it was Rebecca. Nonsense. That's right. I forgot about that. And his hair is just gross. I don't know if I'd call it gross. I mean, it's got a full head of it. There's that. But it is kind of high. Thank you. Because he was at the Capitol on January 6th. Word. That's how it works. When you willingly travel to the Capitol to attend a rally to overthrow the government or overturn an election and violence ensues. Yeah, if you're a part of all that, just simply being there for does anyone even know where this picture was taken? This could have been where Trump was giving a speech or something, like before they all walked to the Capitol or whatever. I don't know, but to my knowledge, there's nothing insinuating that he went to overthrow the government or that he went to overturn an election. I think he was in support of Trump being president, or that he was a part of the violence that ensued. Why was he there? No, I agree. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. True. But it doesn't look criminal yet at this point from all I've seen. He live streamed that he was there. Okay, great. What was on the live stream? Can we see it? Because that might help clear some things up. I'll be honest, it might in either direction. But if we can't see it, then we're supposed to take your word for it. Thousands of people were there. It was a big day for the nation. It was a dark day for the nation, but in my opinion. I understand. It's just look. I don't care. I don't give a shit who's in office. I don't care. They're all the same as far as I'm concerned. Right, red, blue, right, left, whatever. Ain't none of them different in my opinion. Okay. But the one thing I am emphatically in support of is democracy. Is that things are done in a legal form, in accordance to the law, and that means taking the L when you get it. That's all. No matter whose side it is. I don't care whose side it is. Whatever side loses, you got to accept it. That's where I stand. Yeah, I agree with the rest of that statement, though. The whole point of these idiots. Well, okay. Yeah, some of them. Okay, I'm not going to get into political discussion. I'm not. Tracy, oh my God. I don't quite think he's earned that. All right, I'm leaving this post. When you see something, say something. Oh, I already read this one. Okay. So yeah, there's that. Oh, let me go back to chat here. I haven't been there in a while. Yeah, Linda, it could be Photoshop, but I don't think it is. I do recall there was something about a live stream. I don't think I seen it. I don't know what I saw. I just remember like that. Maybe I just saw that picture or whatever back when this happened, but there was discussion. There was no contention or whatever to the claim that there was a live stream and he was there. Like no one was arguing this. So I have every reason to believe that he was there, but I don't have any reason to believe he was doing any of the things that Katie is trying to attribute him to. So oh, yeah, we were talking about that. Ivana. I probably got off track there. I shouldn't have gone all political. I don't know. Which I'm trying not to because I really don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. I think I don't know, but I do think still think it's important to vote. I still vote, even though I have no faith in any of the people running. I like ever, but I still vote. Yeah, she's gonna post about this for some time because, and that's the thing. She's gonna start saying the shit out of this. Like she wants to act like I can't believe these media outlets are giving me shit, like calling me out or whatever for this. Well, if you just shut up about it and just ignored them as they land in your DMs or whatever, your inbox, and quit posting about it, they'd move the fuck on because that's what life does, especially internet life. It moves the fuck on very quickly. But the longer you dwell on it, and the more of a spectacle you make about it, the more people are going to hang around and the more insistent they're going to get. So you can try saying the fuck out of it, or you can really care to move on and move on. It's like one of those things like you can't win the argument. I mean, as Dr. Phil says, you can be happy or you can be right. Linda, I do that a lot. Um, she says, "Am I the only one using earbuds and cursing at the screen? Even my cat thinks I'm nuts. Neighbor must think I'm crazy too." I do that at work. Like, there's certain days where I go into open and I have to get there like anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours. Well, wait, yeah, 2 to 3 hours before I open. Depending on what day of the week it is and which bar I'm at. Um, so, but it's before customers because we're not open, so I can just do my shit I got to do, and I can just pop in earbuds, and I do that. And there's oftentimes like someone will be like around, like walking through or walking by, or enjoying the peace and quiet in that section that I'm currently at to like do other work. And then I'll just start swearing and yelling and whatever it is. Like, and it must look like I'm crazy and I'm just talking to some entity that only I can see in front of me when it's YouTube. Really, it's funny. Okay, let's see if I've been tagged at all. Hey, Nikki, I just saw you were here. Hey, wait, hey, Nikki. Twitter DM. Oh, thank you, Autistic Show. I'm thinking I read that already, but I'll double check though. Yeah. Okay, let me just double check that. I was on Facebook anyways. Okay, I was gonna head on over there anyways. Oh, oh wait, that was on September 24th. Okay, that was last week. All right. I just noticed something you sent me last week. Oh, and I want to say congratulations to Autistic Shell for being a great aunt. I'm a great aunt too. Like, isn't that a weird feeling though? Like, I think back to when we were younger, like our great aunt was like that really old chick or whatever, you know. But now we're the really old chick. Oh god, that's funny. Like my grandma's sister was my great aunt. My great aunt, I mean, and she was just like always like, and I had an aunt who was probably like she's not even really that old, really, in comparison to me, even, let alone my sisters. Like, I don't even know how old she is. My mom would have been okay. She's got to be in her probably close to 60. So like my aunt is well within 20 years of my age. We'll say my aunt, but then my great aunt was like way older. But now yeah we're old. What I'm trying to say, we're old. All right, let me get on over to Facebook. Refresh. Why is she posting about that shit? Oh my god. So I'm looking at the chat here in StreamYards and I see cheap glass. All I see is the second the correction tweet. I read that in my head and I hear Ben Stein, Bueller. Yeah, that's right here. Okay, so here we are on Facebook. The Daily Mail, shields for cults and alt-right extremists. Pass it on. No comments. I love that. Trace Bates is an insurrectionist. No comments. I love that too. Although I think she probably turned him off for that one, maybe. Dear media outlets. Okay, we already read that one. What the fuck? I called Tennessee CPS on Lydia and Trace. I gave them Instagram information, ages, and a general location for both Trace and Lydia and for the Bates family. They took the report, and not even an hour later, I got an email saying that they couldn't be found. In that short amount of time, it's like they didn't even try to find them. They have names, ages, Instagram information. How could they not find them? Like, what is Instagram going to tell them about their location? I mean, sure, they could submit a search warrant or whatever to the platform for it, but that's not going to happen within an hour. It's not. I think it would be fairly easy to find them. You don't think, then you don't know how to think. I'm sorry, you don't. Fuck you for doing that. Don't give this person any attention at all. Not negative, not positive. Just pretend that they don't exist. Ignore the fuck out of them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to. But please don't be like this person. Just not. I mean, did someone report the doctor too for, like, I don't know, something stupid? Fuck that. There you go, Katie. That's what you started. That's what you instigated. That's what you fucking whipped into a frenzy right there. Oh, no, I didn't. I have every right to talk about things and give my opinion. Sure, you do. But if you want to have a platform and be appreciated for your platform and the reach and the power and everything you have, then you need to handle it with some responsibility. Was that with great power? Well, it's not even great power, but I'm not even going to use the Spider-Man quote. But seriously, though, if you want all this privilege and everything that you have from this big platform, then you got to accept the responsibility of it too. That's just how it goes. Please don't anyone give that person any shit. They're gonna realize how stupid it was for them to do what they did. They're gonna realize that all on their own. Don't go forcing that hand. Ow, cat. What are you doing? What do you want? Huh? What do you want? I'm sorry, kitty. Okay. Okay. Oh, you got the hiccups? She gets the hiccups a lot. I don't know why. He looks creepy. Okay. Okay. All right. You're going to start that again now, you know? All right. Okay. Come on. This is like having a baby. All right. All right. I think I'm going to wrap this up for now because the cat's going to start wanting attention. And I got to work in the morning. So I'm not too early, but I got to work nonetheless. Yeah, that's some crazy shit, though. Yeah, I know, the purring. She's so loud with it, too. Oh, the plath's not. Where, on Facebook or Autistic Show? You said there's a comment on the divorce post. Is that Facebook or Instagram? Let me pull Facebook back up. I was right. Turn my keyboard off. All right, let me see if you answered me. Facebook, okay. You're not divorced. Okay, all right. So, okay, oh, get that. There you go. Why do you jump down and get right back up? Was it a comment or like a reply to a comment? Have you named her? I just call her Kitty. It's kind of all I name her. Michael still wants to call her Catmandu. I said no. No. Then he said, what did he say you want to call her? Angela Death. Angel of Death. It's a Slayer song and shit. So that's what he wanted. And I said, okay, we can do that. We can call her Angela Death. But I don't know. Still just call her Kitty. Okay, stop. All right, let me see. Keep looking for it. I think so. Okay, I know, Kitty. I know. What? She doesn't like it when I look away. I don't see anything really that's standing out. Maybe this one. Divorce probably takes a long time to finalize when you have kids and property. I don't think it's that unusual. Legal papers or not, the marriage seems over to me. Katie replied, they haven't even filed, so you can't finalize something you haven't started. Please don't dig at me. Okay, stop it, cat. Kitty, no, you're not getting up on my desk. No, you're just gonna start knocking shit off. All right, I don't really see anything that's standing out. I don't know. It's just a comment by itself. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let me look one more time. Oh, is it this one? I tried to watch the first episode, got bored, and decided to skip the show. They sure said nothing about Kim's 2 DWI and the accident she was in while drunk. It just seems so fake to me now, not interested at all. I wonder if maybe that's the one you're talking about. I don't know anything about Kim and DWIs, but I know the reference that this would play to Katie. Okay, Kenny. I know. What's wrong? Oh, all right. Okay. All right. She likes to curl up on my neck. Okay. I don't see anything. I don't know. Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap this up because Kitty is going to start bothering me and she's going to want to curl up. And I wouldn't mind curling up with Kitty for a little bit. So I will see you. I will see you guys probably tomorrow night. I have to work tomorrow during the day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she does. She ignores me all day too. Well, she tries to fight with me all day. She likes to play. But then nighttime comes around and I'm doing something. Now she wants to get all sweet and cuddly. Just like a kid. So, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. I sent you a screenshot on Twitter. Okay. Let me see. Oh. Oh shit. Okay, so that didn't come up for me. Under the divorce post, someone shared a link to the Today Show article where she was shamed for underfeeding her son. And it was shared like 10 hours ago. Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh God, that's funny. All right. Okay, why you trying to go right now? All right. I'm gonna wrap this up. Have a good night, y'all. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. So bye. Thanks for being here.